Okay, welcome back everyone. How are you doing today? I hope everything is fine. Welcome back to the stream. Today, finally, we're not gonna be working on Core D, but I have a small update about Core D before we jump into something else. Today we're gonna be building a tiny macropad from scratch, just to like a palette cleanser before we go back into split keyboards. And before we start doing that, I have few updates regarding Core D. Sorry, I can't just go without it. Alright, let's take a look. This is our latest endeavor. So this is how it looks like with the tenting solution. So this bottom part is the tenting solution. So this way you can have it like at that angle, which I think solves the issue of having variable height keys. I think it's kind of nice. I have it already done on this side. I hope disconnecting the keyboard won't kill the stream. So that's the one I've been using so far. It's the same tenting solution, different keycaps, because like over here I have MX, I mean not the keycaps, caps. Over here I have chalk, but that's not the problem. The problem over here was the trackball was too high, so it wasn't that much convenient to use, even if you use like a wrist rest. It wasn't quite on the height that I would like. So what we came up with was that maybe we can lower it a little bit. So this is what I have done so far. As you can see, this is the bottom part from the trackball. So the whole tenting is kind of cut out to accommodate for that. And this way we have it quite low. Okay, let's take a look. So if I can have them both together, yeah, so you can see the height difference. I think it's significant. It's almost like 2/3 size of the ball. And I've been trying this one. It seems to be okay, although you never know a keyboard until you build it. But I think we should be good with this one. It should be okay. Some other things, not much has changed. I am still contemplating changing this part because we made it so long and it feels kind of like it's too long. And the main reason for that was I don't have this other part around. The main reason was that, for example, if we had okay, let's take a look. This is okay, this one is not flipped, my bad. Okay, let's assume this is encoder, one of the encoders. Like this, right? Yeah, so it was something like that before. So the problem was that sometimes if you move your thumb, you could hit this part. But after that, I have lowered it. That's why it's so low, so tiny, because originally it was quite taller. So I'm kind of contemplating right now, should I bring back the old distance or should I leave it like that? I can't leave it, I can't have two different sizes, although now with this uniform build, as I call it, when everything is hosted over here, it doesn't really matter too much because I can change extension however I want to. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think the first build will be with the original one, and if I don't like it, I will work on it for some time. If I don't like it, we can always go back to shorter distance. The only thing that kind of worries me is that we might have not enough space to fit Raspberry Pi Core. or Pico, because it's kind of long, and like currently it sits like this more or less. So yeah, on this extended version, it's already taking up most of the space that we have, and if you are supposed to move it back, that might turn out impossible. So yeah, something to think about, but yeah, I will decide once we build it. Talking of the build, when we'll be building it, probably next week. I still need to print all the parts, although I have like half already. I would like to make sure that everything is correct, nothing is broken anymore, because I don't want to build one more hand wire, so that's gonna be difficult. Anyways, I guess enough talking about Cordy. Let's go and build a macropad. Okay, first thing first, I need to connect back my keyboard. Okay, can't see the cursor. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's start a new project. How should we call it? Okay, maybe before we start doing this, let's take a look. I think there was a tool somewhere that I wanted to use just to do some basic prototyping, or maybe not even prototyping. Yeah, this one. Okay. Not what I wanted. Okay, how do I clean this? Some old drawings. Okay, reset the canvas. Cool. Reset. Okay, I would like to text. That is kind of tiny. Let's do Excel. Okay, so what's the purpose of this macropad? Because I haven't mentioned like what's even the reason to build it. So we would like to have something that will help people who are doing tutorials, for example, on YouTube, and also if you're using any kind of a PDF file along the way, or PDF files, because the one of the features would be to swap between the files, is to be able to control YouTube from your macropad. So for example, you can jump back and jump forward just as you were like pressing left and right on the keyboard, but all of that without losing the focus from your main window. For example, let's say you're learning Blender and you're currently in Blender, and let's say on the another window you're watching the famous donut tutorial, and you know the tutorial just goes and you're trying to follow, and at some point probably you will be lost. The video will go forward and you will be stuck with some other thing, or you just didn't hear something properly. You would like to go back quickly, and you know, in order to do that you have to switch focus to your browser, you have to press the back key a few times, then you have to switch back focus to your Blender, and then do whatever you missed. And the same goes with PDFs. For example, let's say you're writing something or whatever, and you have some PDFs opened. For me personally, I am using Sumatra PDF, which is a very nice app to read PDFs. It has no of these Acrobat Reader bullshit in it. I don't think it even supports JavaScript. So if there is a JavaScript exploit in your PDF, you are more certainly safe if you're using Sumatra. So this is like a very good reader. I would highly recommend it. My favorite, I've been using it for years, and it's open source. So yeah, if you find something that you would like to improve, in the reader you can just submit PR and that's it. So you can also switch between pages on a PDF. So let's say you have Sumatra open, you can go forward, back one page, and also Sumatra, as any other respectful reader, also has tabs where you can have multiple documents opened, and you can switch between those. I do have it somewhere, and I have the same functionality implemented in my keyboard. I usually add this to most of my keyboards. Let's say, okay, I have even a few PDFs. Right. Let's do it like this. Okay, I think I'll have to jump to the other part of the desk. I think it would be easier if I show you what is it all about. I hope it's gonna work, and I know it's not that much visible, but yeah. Okay, so over here I have a special layer for that, so we don't have to worry too much about it. But what I can do, oops. Okay. The question is if I have the app opened as well, and if it's up to date. Okay, probably I won't be able to show you because I changed the app over time. Too bad, you have to trust me on this one. Yeah, so the idea is that you can switch between pages. Let's say you can, okay, I have a different view over here. Maybe that was the reason. For example, if I do single page like this, so I can go like up and down, change pages, right? And also you can switch between. Okay, let's take one more try. Okay, maybe. Okay, I don't have it running at all, so maybe I'll be even able to show you. Because yes, of course, this macropad will require additional app running on your system, because it's impossible to switch focus between different windows from the keyboard without any companion app. And this can be done in different ways. For Windows, my choice is Auto It, which can help you automate things on Windows. On Mac, so far I only explored Better Touch tool, which also has some like hotkey functionality. So you can read a hotkey from the keyboard and then do some action on it. So this is how it works. The keyboard or the macropad is sending specific hotkey, and the app will pick it up, translate it to some action. So for example, it will switch focus to your, for example, YouTube or maybe PDF reader. It will change the page and change focus back to whatever you've been doing before. It's very fast, so you're not losing anything. If I can only get it to work. Okay, I think it's running. Let's take a... No. As usual, if you want to show something live, it never works. Okay, no dice today. Anyways, that's the main idea behind it. We can focus on implementation later. So I was thinking, like, how many keys do we want? So my minimum is 4 by 3. So we need like 4 columns by, actually 4 by 2. That's the minimum. So we can have if we go, for example, how come I don't have it in my bookmarks? All right, let's do blank layout. So like minimum would be something like this. Ah, damn it, one more key missing. Okay, so that's like the bare minimum. So for example, the top row will control PDF reader. So we have, let's call it page back, maybe. Okay, page back. Over here we'll have a page forward. Can I make it bigger? Okay, so page back, page forward. Over here we're gonna have for the PDF reader we're gonna have a tab next. So that's gonna be, for example, your next PDF. Over here we're gonna have maybe tab previous, something like this. Yeah. So we can jump between different documents, left and right, and also pages forward and backward. Over here we need to have a YouTube, right? So we're gonna have, for YouTube we need, okay, it's gonna be skip forward. Okay, for YouTube basically the minimum is to have 3 keys. Because all we need is to jump forward, backward, and to pause the video. So it's like pressing space on YouTube. But we can add 2 more keys, which will give us, say you have a video list, for example, some tutorial, and you have a full playlist where you can also jump between videos. So we can have like 1 more key, actually 2 more keys that will help us jump between different parts of the playlist. So how can we fit this one in? Okay, let's say this one will be skip forward. Let's make this one pause. This one, let's say skip back. Okay, because it's skip backwards, should be good. So right now we are kind of like out of good shape, if I can call it like that, because we need one more key, right? If we add it over here, okay, I would like it to be a little bit bigger. Okay, this kind of. Okay, so we have a next video on the playlist. Oh, okay, should be over here. And over here, let's do previous video. Okay, something like this, right? And yeah, this is pretty much the whole functionality that I was thinking about. We could also add maybe like audio control, for example, audio track. So there are different keys for audio track, and this one will work without any additional apps, because these are like standard multimedia keys from keyboard. So most of the keyboard engines support it. So it's like, you know, next track, previous track, pause, and this kind of stuff. Yeah, so we have some space left over here. And I was thinking, so okay, you can have it something like this. So if you would like to have audio control, so it's gonna be, I think it's enough to have a next track, previous track, and maybe just pause. I think that's enough. So I think we can put it here as well. So over here we can do, let's say, audio pause, and over here we can do this will be previous track, and this will be audio next track. It's not that much important right now what we're gonna put where. I think that's like the bare minimum, so we can have a 4x3 layout. I think that is enough. So now the question is, are we gonna just stick with just the keys, or maybe we should add something more? Maybe we should add a scroll, for example. I was thinking, because we have really nice implementation so far of magnetic scroll, which is super nice, and I like it a lot. And I think this could add to like overall shape of the keyboard, because we can have it like maybe over here somewhere and just make a round shape, right? And yeah, that should do the trick. Yeah, so something to explore. Let's go back over here. Let's save it. Okay, let's do... I haven't figured out like a proper name for this trackpad. Macropad actually. Let's call it for now maybe helppad. But if you have a better option, let me know in the comments. Okay, for now it's gonna be helppad. Okay, so how would you go about like starting this kind of a thing in Design Spark? So like the basic step that you can take, the first step that you should take is to do the layout. So usually for the switches, the layout is 1905 by 1905. So we can start with the rectangle from the center. And let's do 1905 by 1905. So this is basically like amount of space that you have to reserve for a switch. You can go lower than that. If you're going with chalk, you can go lower. You can do, I think, 17 by 18 or even 16 by 16. I think 16 by 16 for chalk is the lowest you can go, but then you're gonna be needing either special keycaps. I think there's just a handful of keycaps that will fit this kind of a layout, but nothing is stopping you from making your own keycaps. So yeah, you can go even, you can have keycaps even smaller than the standard ones for this kind of a layout. Okay, so let's extrude this. We can do two types, because first we have to work on the top plate. So this is where all the switches will go. We can do, for example, both chalk and MX, but the difference is that for chalk, usually the plate thickness should be 2.2, because this is roughly the size from the bottom of the plate to where the switch clips in. So let's say over here we have a, I think this is, okay, this is MX socket. Yeah, I think I just pushed MX into chalk, but this will be like a good presentation, I suppose. So what I was talking about is 2.2 millimeters is like from this to the bottom of the switch. So once you clip it in, and this one won't fit probably because it's a different layout. And do I have... I always lose those tiny bearings for the trackball. Luckily these are not too expensive. Okay, so this is a chalk socket, but this one is a little bit thicker than what is normally done. Okay, once you insert the switch, so from where the switch sits in, over here, It's 2.2. For MX, I usually go with 5 because I like it when the switch is fully covered, and this gives me a thick top plate. Okay, so maybe we can start, let's say, with MX. So I'm gonna pull this one to 5 millimeters. So now we have to do cutouts because the MX it has these over here, it has these tiny clips that go in, so you can see openings over here. For chalk it's a little bit different. I wonder if you can find any data sheet for example for Kai switch. Okay, this is a shop. I think I saw like from the factory. Okay, maybe that's the one. No, that's a shop, but there was a factory somewhere. Okay, over here, I think that's the one. Yep. So let's take a look. Let's take a look first maybe on some MX. I hope they will have a data sheet or anything like this. Okay, there's data sheet. Yep, great. Yeah, as you can see over here, these are those tiny clips. And also you see from the bottom, so this is where the switch kind of clips into the top plate. To the bottom of the switch is 5 millimeters over here. So this is how I usually do my top plate for MX. Maybe we should add this one to specs. Okay, MX, great. And for chalk it's a bit similar, but like the distance from where the switch clips in to the bottom of the switch is just 2.2, so we have to take this into account later. And okay, what else do we have here? Interesting is the size. So how big the hole should be. So over here you see that it's like 13.9, and I think my designs usually are 13.9 by 13.9. We can double check that because I have a tiny stash with all the switches and whatnot. Okay, no switches here yet. Okay, nothing to be worried about. We can do Cordy. Okay, so this is a switch socket for MX. So over here the size is 13.9 by 13.9. And we have these cutouts over here. So the depth is, if you look on the data sheet, does it really say how deep is that? Oh, not so much. but like we have to focus on like 13.9, and like the depth doesn't really matter. Over here I did it like 105. This can be a little bit more. Probably if it's less, that will be still okay, because the switch will clip in over here anyway. Trying to figure out if we can get this dimension, because like over here we have like 13.9, so it looks like these are like because if we subtract from this, it's 14.8 minus 13.9, like roughly, so it's gonna be 1 millimeter maybe. Let's do the math properly. So we have 14.9 minus 13.9, that will be 1 millimeter. So if we divide it by 2, that's gonna be like a half a millimeter on each side. But that is fine, we can make it a little bit thicker. Like over here I have like 105, we can do like 1 maybe. That should be okay as well. Okay, so we have this part. Let's do new rectangle over here, also from the center. Let's snap it to the center and do 14.9 by 13.9. I do it like that because this is like a good fit for the switch. Maybe if we did like 13.85, that would be still okay. 13.8 might be a little bit too small, might be too tight for a switch. Okay, right, so now I can go back, I can remove that. Okay, now we are looking from the bottom, right? So we have to make those tiny cutouts like over here. So if we take a look, the length over here is 5 millimeters. And it's like cutting in like 105. Okay, so let's try to do it as well. I think we can do it with a rectangle as well, or maybe with a line. Let's try like this. So it's gonna be okay. We can even cheat a little bit. We don't have to do it twice. We can make a line over here, and if we right click the line, we can change it to set as mirror line. And now it should work like this. If I draw on this side, we should have a similar drawing on this side. This feature is not locked to paying customers. This one is available to everyone, so it's also in a free version. The mirror that is in the paid version applies to like the whole bodies. So this one should be available. Yeah, as you can see, I have it on the other side, right? Okay, so we need this opening to be 5, so like half of it, because we are going from the center, that's gonna be 2.5. Now I think I deviated a little. Okay, now it's aligned, so it's 2.5. Yeah, let's do 105. I think I did 105 because this is how it aligns. This is perfectly where the grid is. So yeah, let's leave it like that. Over here we can do 5. Back to here. And we need to close. And that's it. So now there's a question of distance, right? So if you look over here, it says like this one is like 1.41 from the top. So we are interested in this dimension. So if you look over here, for my own design, the distance is like 1.4 and it's roughly matches, right? 1.41, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, it's 1.41 and I just added because over here, it's actually the line goes from the top of this tip. And if we look in at the center, it's gonna be 189. So 1.4 should be okay. So let's do that. We can take this. We can do a pull over here. And then we can do ruler. We just have to attach to this and make it 1.4. And since it was a mirror, it's done on both ends. We can remove these because these are usually add once you have like a closed shape, so it will add some additional surfaces. We can remove the mirror line because we won't be needing it anymore. And just like that, we have a MX socket. So maybe let's change the name. Perfect. All right, so let's go back. Let's take a look at our layout. Okay, I think this one is kind of okay. Yeah, looking at it, I think it should be good. Ideally would be to have like 3 by 3 or something like that, but since we want to change tabs on the PDF reader, so then we need 4 keys. And since you want to change videos at the same time on a playlist on YouTube, so then we'll be needing more because we have a skip back, skip forward, we have a pause, and then we have 2 additional keys. So the top one will be like 4 keys, and the bottom one, if you would like to have all of them in one row, that's gonna be 5. Maybe we can squeeze in one of the encoders over here as well, but I don't see what could it be doing. Okay, we could have like a zoom, because like usually when you're reading documents, you have to press Ctrl and scroll up, scroll down, and having this under one encoder is, I think it's kind of nice, like a good feature. So maybe we can squeeze in encoder somewhere. I will see how it goes. We can check if it even fits there. Okay, so this will be our top. So now I can just copy, paste and move. If you would like to move some stuff around and like without giving like the direct values, you can do that. For example, now I would like to have these two touch each other on this wall. So I can select these two, I can hit move, and then I can do over here there is an anchor. So I have a key assigned to it. I can hit this and then I can anchor whichever I want. So I can anchor to this edge, I can anchor to this wall. So I will do that. I will anchor to this wall. As you can see, the gizmo moved over here. And now I can just hit this arrow. So that's the direction I'll be moving. And over here we have an up to. We can hit this up to and we can show it where we would like to move. Let's say if you would like to move over here, we just highlight this, hit, and bam, there it is. But that's a little bit too far. I want these to touch each other. You can do it like this. And it's perfect. When coming from FreeCAD, when I found out about this, that was like a huge help. It makes prototyping so much faster compared to FreeCAD, for example. And I think FreeCAD only in the most recent version has a gizmo that you can like attach to different parts of your body and then like move it around. Yeah, so that is super helpful. So this is only one row, right? Let's say that will be our top row. Let's go copy the whole thing and move it. I can move over here by 1905 because like that's the kind of like a grid size. So I can just go by numbers over here. And one more. So I can either use like move to and this kind of thing, but I can also do it like this because we can go 1905. We can do multiply. I think if I multiply by 2, that should do. Yeah, because we have like one row over here, so that will be times 2. And just like that, we have the whole kind of top plate done. It goes very fast with this CAD. Yeah, it's looking okay so far. Okay, so the next question is, do we want to have any kind of encoders over here? So as I said, we can have one encoder, for example, over here for scrolling. That would be nice, I guess. Also, I think would be nice to have one more for zoom. And I think we could just go with a standard encoder like this. Something like this. And yeah, just to do the zoom on the documents, and we can keep it on the top row. Since this is like a live design, there might be some issues that we'll have to address later. For example, maybe if we put an encoder over here, maybe it won't be working okay, might be getting in the way somehow. Difficult to tell at this point until we print and see how it really fits all together. Yeah, but for now we can do it. We can think about it. Okay, what else? Okay, so for this encoder, it's not that much of an issue. What we can do, okay, let's say you would like to add something to this top plate, but if we try like doing it over here, it might happen that, let's say I would like to add, okay, this one is okay. Let's do another one, 1905 for the encoder, and let's do, okay. Let's go like this, up to this part. Okay, it didn't connect, so it's a separate part. Yeah, but there might be instances like when you would like to have something, some part, but you don't want it to be fused together with what you're working on right now. Good thing to do then is just to start a new component, then like everything else becomes gray, and the component that you're working on, it will be like a green color. So then you can, for example, we can have a, let's say, I can make a rectangle, let's say over here, like this, and it will be like a full rectangle, right? I can extrude it and it will be something like this. If I didn't have that component right here, and let's say I do rectangle over here, let's say like this, then all I got are these surfaces over here. I'm not getting like the whole thing as I used to get. So sometimes it's better if you do like a separate component if you don't want it to interfere with the rest of the design. Okay, I don't think I have this type of encoder, or maybe I do, yeah. Okay, so we can use an encoder like this. This one is like the smallest you can get. We'll go with the one with the thread over here and the screw. So let's take a look what is the size of the thread over here. I think it's something around 6 millimeters. Okay, 6.8. Okay, so I think we can do 6.8, maybe 6.9, if you want to have a good fit. And if it's too tight, we can always change it. Yeah, that's another one. This one has pins on the side compared to this one, which has pins on the bottom. Okay, so let's do a circle over here. Let's do, what was it, like 6.9. I think that should be okay. Okay. I think it's about time to put this in a different component. Let's call this switches. Over here I will do MX. Let's move all of this stuff to here. We can keep this one. Let's change name to encoder, like so. Hi Jinimburno, of course I remember you. Don't worry, not so late. I barely started. Glad that you could make it. Okay, so I put an encoder outside because this one will be common for both Choc and MX. Over here we have MX plate, so maybe we could jump now and do a socket for a Choc switch, which is smaller, and then we will be able to work on the overall shape. Yeah, it's like a palette cleanser. Before I move back to my projects, we'll be building macropad to control your PDF reader, your YouTube, so you can just go with the lightning fast through your tutorials. So you don't have to move your mouse to your YouTube, pause the video, go back, go forward. Then you don't have to jump to your PDF reader just to change the page. You can just do everything from one macropad. While it's still like working in your main program, let's say it's Blender maybe, or if you are writing some software, your IDE, whatever it is, anything will work. So now I'm just trying to figure out like the overall design. Like so far I have like 4x3, and these are the keys over here. Okay, can I zoom in? Yeah, so we're gonna have the top row will control your PDF reader, so you have page forward, page backward, and you can switch between documents. Then over here we will control YouTube and a bit of audio. So you have YouTube pause, you have YouTube skip back and YouTube forward. Then if you have an audio playing, let's say you're listening to some kind of a music, you can pause the music. Over here you have also audio control like previous track and next track. And over here you have, if your YouTube has a playlist, you can go between videos on the playlist, like previous video, next video, this kind of things. So now we're gonna jump and we're gonna make a Choc switch. Okay, let's go back to our Kyle page, and maybe they will bless us with a datasheet for a Choc switch. This one is Choc V2 over here, So this is something like in between the low profile choke, because this one can take an MX kickup, and like my experience with them wasn't so great, because quite a number of kickups will kind of block on this part and like make the whole key stuck. I guess it's a matter of getting like proper kickups, but like not every MX kickup will work with this. But what we would like to go with is like the standard V1 version, which is something like this. Okay, very nice that they have data sheets over here. Let's call it choke like this. Perfect. I'm learning HTML and CSS. Okay, this might help you, because you will be able to, let's say you have some HTML tutorial in PDF, or maybe you're watching some video in PDF. So this way you can stay in your editor, you can keep typing, but with the trackpad, with this macropad, you can quickly, go back and forth on the video, or just go back and forth on the PDF. I was trying to showcase how it works, but I don't think I have the app on my PC working, so it requires a separate app, but it works. I've been using it. So over here is this part I was talking about. As you can see, from here to the bottom of the switch we have 2.2, so this is how thick the plate should be for choke. Well, assuming you want to go with a PCB, of course, because if you're just gonna hand wire, you don't really have to do it. You can just do 5mm for both, and the only issue is that you might have like a difficult time reaching to the pins. But like if you keep it like that, you won't be able to have a PCB, because the switch, if you do 5mm, so it will be somewhere over here, so obviously the contact pins won't be able to reach your PCB. I think we can just stick to the defaults. Let's say maybe somewhere in the future we will have a PCB for that. This is just a kind of like a refresh some stuff. It might come handy if someone is trying to build a macropad, as it's very fast in this app. Okay, so we can hide MX for now. Let's do... It's the same spacing. It's 1905 by 1905. Just the difference is gonna be 2.2. Okay, what else? So we also need to do some cutouts, but for this kind of switch it's a little bit different, because it has this kind of a tiny opening over here. So this is where the switch clips in. So this tiny notch over here is what is keeping it. So what would be the dimensions, right? So over here we have a size of 15. Over here we have a size of 13.8. If we look over here, from the notch to the notch is 14.5. So obviously we need something smaller than that for them to clip in. And what is also important is the distance from here to here. So over here it says it's 1.3. So this part over here is 1.3. We can take a quick look on my own switch, how I design it. So as you can see, it's kind of a edge sticking out. So it's 13.6 over here by 13.8. Yeah, it's a little bit tighter this way. It's just like a matter of preference. We can do 13.8 by 13.8, but if we do it like this, if we do 13.6 by 13.8, we're gonna have a nicer fit. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do rectangle from the center, and that one was 13.8 by 13.6, if I remember correctly. Uh, 14.8, 13.6. Okay, that is correct. But now we have to make this. Well, actually, this one is also 13 point. Oh, this one is 14.5. Okay, so that's the bottom opening. Okay, 13.8. Okay, how can I cut that from the bottom? Okay, it's 13.6 over here. Okay, we need to do like a cutout, right? So because we need this over here. So the length will be 1.2. On the datasheet it's 1.3. But I think if we do it 1.2, that should be okay. And how deep should we go? Okay, 0.45. Okay, I think I made it a little bit too tight. Okay, I think we can do it a different way. Let's fill this one up. Like this. And it will be better to go from the bottom like this, so we can make a rectangle. This one is 14.5 by 13.8. And we can go all the way. What's the length over here? 3.8, but this one is okay. We need this length. It's 1.2 if I remember correctly. Yeah, 1.2. Okay, let's see if it goes okay like this. Okay, that one was 14.5, 14.6. And up to it was 1.2 like this. Oh no, all the way to the bottom. Okay, 14, 13.6. Okay, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right, where were we? Okay, trying to get this socket right. Okay, 13 by 8, 14.5. Okay, I think I got it wrong again. Oh, difficult to tell. The project, I don't know, might take some time. The stream, maybe 1 hour more, maybe more than that. Busy again? Okay, let's do it 14 by 6, 13 by 8. Okay, I think this time should be okay. Let's do minus 1.2. You mean when there is no one else watching? Or when I am not around? I just needed to step aside for a second. Both. Well, it's a fresh channel, so people just, you know, come and go. Okay, one more try. Let's do it like this. Okay, I think that one was 13.5. Yeah, and now I can just go ruler 1.2. Oh, course creations. Yes, new project. Add palette cleanser before we jump back into the keyboards. This should be a quick one. I hope it will take less than 100 episodes. It took me 1 hour to make a choke switch socket, so yeah, we are on the right track, I guess. Okay, is this even remotely what I need? Let's take a look. So this one is 14.5. Okay, that is correct. Over here we have 13.8. Yeah, looks like we've nailed it this time around. And over here, yeah, we have this distance 1.2. Okay, finally we managed to create this socket. Okay, let's take a look. Where are we even? Okay, let's go like this, and okay, I would like to rotate. Okay, it's upside down right now. Something like this. Okay, so our socket is way somewhere, but that's not a problem. We can move it up even like this high, and I think it's rotated as well. Yeah, because for the choke switch, okay, for MX, it doesn't really matter how you make the openings, because you can put the switch either way, because usually the keycaps will fit. So that is not that much of an issue, but like usually it should be top and bottom, I guess. For a choke switch, you have these on the sides, like so. Okay, I think that's enough light. So we have these locking parts over here on the sides. Yeah, so right now we have to rotate because it's like it's on the top and the bottom compared to like the whole plate. So you can do it like this. Let's do 90. Okay, perfect. Looks good to me. Okay, let's move it around a little bit. Okay, we have to be sure to select the whole piece. Now we can move up to like this. Okay, we can also choose the axis, which one we would like to move. So X, Y, and Z, depending like which way you want to move. You don't have to do that, but if you select the whole piece like this and you do up to and just select this, so it will kind of, you know, drop it like this without aligning it to the centers like how we want it. So if you want it to be aligned, you just have to choose one of the axes and do like this, And now the Z, so we have to anchor on the top, select Z up to and up to this one, and we have it like perfectly fitting. Okay, well that is only one switch. Let's multiply this. Now we have two. Okay, I just copied two. Okay, I messed up something. How did it end up here? No idea. Okay. Okay, so that is one row. Okay, and 3 rows. So now if we bring back MX plate as well, it looks something like this. It looks good to me, I guess. Let's see, yeah. Chalk over here, MX. Okay, so now we can decide on the overall shape. So we have switches done, like so. Okay, so the question is, do we really want to have a scroll over here? Well, basically, how many years have you been doing these project things? I've been doing keyboards for, I don't know, 3-4 years maybe, something like that. Yeah, I guess something like that. Been a while. Well, haven't been too productive, sadly. Okay guys, since you are watching, let me know, do we want to have a encoder over here for scrolling, or we just want to cut it like this? With an encoder it would look something like this, if I can just quickly copy. Okay, let's do, maybe I would just snatch one of the knobs. Yeah, 32. Okay, I'm not gonna change that. If we put it right in the center. Okay, something like this, right? So you like it? You don't like it? We could do like this, maybe. And something over here as well. And there is some space left. Well, we can maybe add a screen. I wonder if it's gonna fit. What do you say, guys? Anyone? Anywhere? Encoder or no encoder? Encoder. Okay, decided. So it has been decided. Okay, so we're gonna do with an encoder. What is the size of this thing? Okay, 25. So I guess I would need to check like what is the size of the bottom. I'm gonna reuse my old encoder because I'm not gonna make a new one from scratch. This one is already tested. Yeah, I think it's a good choice. Okay, let me just copy some stuff to my stash. Okay, I have these sockets over here, righty. So I'm gonna be needing like the bottom piece. Just to have like a general idea where should it be. Of course, we're gonna make it magnetic, right? No analog crap. It has to be top tier scrolling. But I'm afraid it might turn out into doom scrolling macropad, because like the scroll is so nice that you're gonna be scrolling all the time instead of like doing your tutorials. Okay, the size, let's make it... Oh, did I just kill my keyboard? Oh, looks like it. Oh, come on. No, I don't. I'm not selling this, but they will be all open source, so you can build one yourself. Maybe in the future I will be able to provide I don't know, maybe like a group buy or something, but currently this is like out of the scope for me. I would love to. Okay, let's do it 10 millimeters. Okay, since the keyboard seems to be still having issues, let's see if I can break it one more time. Alright. Yes, so I wanted to check maybe a screen, like how big is it, can we fit it over here? Most probably not, knowing my luck, because it's kind of empty. But on the other hand, what we're gonna put on the screen? Not much stuff to display as well. If we move this part maybe to the center. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe we could, if we think about it, if we could just swap maybe one key. Let's say... Okay, if we flip this over, for example, because I would like to maybe move this one. Oh, come on. Move it somewhere over here, or maybe over here. So in order to do that, I would need to move something. But do we have an option here? Let's say... Yeah, I think it would be best if we have it over here on top, because if we happen to have a key maybe here, or maybe let's say we have an encoder over here and a normal switch over here, then it might be difficult to press it, because like we also gonna have a some kind of a knob for it, so this might be getting in the way. If we have it over here, that would be kind of perfect, I guess, but also I think something to figure out. So we could do it maybe like this. Okay, let's... If we move audio to the top, yeah, and if we, for example, what would you say if we just remove, if we remove pause and insert encoder over here, and we can do audio like next, pause and back. How would that work? Okay, we would have to change. Okay, I guess we will figure it out as we go. The keys. Yeah, I think it would be better to have it like this. Unless you want to have full keys, let me know if you want to have like a 4x3 and an encoder, or we can put encoder over here and have it like a more unified, smaller body. Okay, I'm not hearing any objections, so I guess this one stays over here. One key is gone. Okay, so next thing that I usually do, I will just do the top plate, and for that my like general method is to just offset. So okay, so it's better with it's better if we have an encoder over here, right? So less keys and encoder. Yeah, I think the shape, it will be easier to build like the shape overall. If that's what you meant, that yeah, it should be with an encoder. So usually I would just offset by 5 millimeters from the edge of the switch. So 5 millimeters here, 5 millimeters here, 5 millimeters here. But I'm not alone. I think Earth Creations is still watching, or maybe he left as well. There is someone on Twitch. Don't worry, we will be fine. You can always watch on YouTube, rewatch the stream and drop a comment if there's something you don't like. I would gladly read that and check. Next stream will be on Friday. Next stream will be on Friday. Okay, let's extend this. Okay, see ya. Thanks for dropping by. See you on the next one. Okay, extend all of these so we can have a nice plate or the keyboard. Okay, what about this one? Let's say, let's not think about it right now. Let's do 5 millimeters from here. We can use this one. It's a corner tool to make a corner over here and to make a corner over here. And you see, this is what starting in a new container gives me. So I have like a full surface. Of course, later on I will have to cut out, but that is not a problem because I can do it like this. I can do rectangle, I can do this, and just cut it out. So now I have like an outline of the top plate and the switches are sitting inside. Okay, we can still refine this. Okay, so maybe this one's a little bit too close. 2705. Let's take a look if we would like to move it. Okay, let's do 30. Okay, 30 by 2, and then, okay, where did I put plus? Okay, like this, would it be too far? 35. It's quite a distance. Okay, let's take a look. How can we refine the shape? If we make a circle, okay, something like this, and maybe we can have a okay. Alright, so this is more or less how it might look like, if you like it or not. Okay, I think it's quite good. Okay, so we can think about like the bottom piece right now, but there's also an issue with how do we want to attach it, how do we want to mount the top plate. So we can either, we definitely will be using some screws. We can either put them on top, so they will be visible. We could put maybe like 4 over here. That would be nice to have something on this side as well, or maybe even more, maybe like this. I have a keyboard somewhere, if I can find it. Give me a second. Yeah, this one, and that has these hex screws over here. I think it looks kind of cool when it's sticking out. So we can either do that, or we can go the other way. Let's make it, okay, let's call this one screw. Oh, let's make it screws. We can go, for example, from the bottom, just like, let's say, we have to, I think we need to thicken it a little bit. So usually I use M3 screws because they are good enough for like multiple, you can use them like multiple times without making the whole kind of column going destroyed, because if you use M2 they're very tiny, and usually if you like unscrew it and screw it in a few times, it's losing the thread and it's not that good. And like M3 seems to be just perfect. So M3 is like 2.9, so then we have to have like a column out of it. So maybe at least like 1.2. Okay, let's make it 5 millimeters. Yeah, so we can make screws invisible, if I can call it like that, because we can have the top plate sitting like this, and then on the bottom plate we can do okay, let me quickly copy. Okay, this is not like the full bottom plate, but just to like visualize what we can achieve. Okay, let's do 1.2. Let's move it a little bit. Wrong. Okay, let's have it like that. One more try to align this. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so what we can do, we can have these columns right under the top plate, and then we can have a opening in the bottom plate. Like this. Okay, let's make it, I usually do a bevel, a chamfer of 1.3. This way the screw should not be visible. Also the bottom should be more, I think we should do it Okay, it should be at least 1.6 because 1.2 is, I figured out it's not that great. Well, 1.6 like the minimum, maybe even more if you want to. And this will also allow us to have like a proper chamfer over here. We can do 1.3. So there will be still some left over here for the screw, but we also have a nice chamfer and the head of the screw should like go in, so it won't be sticking out from the bottom. Yeah, so that is one option, right? So we can go like this. I think we should have like maybe not that much space. We would need to extend a little bit, but not much, just to fit in the walls. Or we can just okay, won't be able to integrate with the wall. Yeah, so that will be something like this. Let's do maybe mid plate. Also, that's not quite like how it's gonna look like, just to make it like to visualize. Okay, 1.2, maybe we can do 2.4 wall. Wrong way. Okay, make it 2.4. I remember I was okay. Okay, so this is kind of like our mid plane. Let's make it transparent so we have like a better overview. Also, there is one more thing, because it's nice to have the top plate sitting on something, right? So for example, over here, what we can do, or at least what I usually do, I will just take a overall shape and then I will go like 1.2. So this will add like a nice edge. Okay, it didn't. How about now? Okay, one more try. Okay, we have it like over here, so okay, I'm gonna do it like this and just finish on this edge. I don't know why, for some reason didn't really cut the other edge. Not a problem though. 1.2. Okay, like so. So this way, the top plate, which is over here, that's the part, it will be sitting on this. We should also add like a tiny margin over here, like 0.1 should do. And that's something I will be worried. We can worry about it later. So right now it's not that much important, because we still would need to like figure out how do we want to settle the screws. Okay, I think having it this way is kind of okay. Maybe no screws. I think it looks clean and nice. Unless we would like to do the screws like on top, then yeah, then we'll have to definitely make the whole thing a little bit bigger to accommodate. Let's see if we move this up. Okay, Course Creations, if you're still there, should we do screws on top? Visible or not visible? How should it be? I can't decide. Roger, Roger. Okay, so non-visible. You make things harder on me, but okay. If you say so, then non-visible. Okay, so I guess I can throw away this part for now. So we have to focus on adding those screws since they will be on the bottom. Let me think about it for a second. Is this like enough? Okay, can I move it through here? So what would be the size? Okay, what's that? What's the radius? 265. Okay, if I do it like this, 2.65. And over here 2.65. Okay, so it looks like I am over here. Okay, that is kind of fine, because we are not getting onto the switch territory, but at the same time okay, if I would like to have one more screw somewhere over here, then it's kind of getting in the way. How much is it getting in the way? What is the distance from here to here? Was that 0.3? Okay. So how about we make it a little bit larger? Okay, maybe 6 millimeters would be better for us. Okay, let's do 1 millimeter here, 1 millimeter over here, and 1 millimeter over here. I wonder what will happen if I move it like this. Okay, looks like it caught up. Perfect. Okay, so now we have some more space, but okay, I think what we can do would be that maybe we can do just like a cutout in the midsection. What's wrong with this? Something like this. Okay, midsection is a little bit smaller now. Okay, I think that should work for us. Okay, so this is kind of like a rough layout. Are these okay in the same line? Okay, how many screws do we really need? Let's say we move this one to be just in the center of our top plate, excluding of course encoder on the right side, left side, however you call it. So I guess would be nice to have one more somewhere over here. Okay, I am still in the screws, so I think I can copy and paste like this. Okay, I can do Alt-Shift-Click on these two edges or corners, and if I move it over here, that should be perfectly in line. Okay, I didn't move this one, but I think that's gonna be fine because this is like one piece, so it's okay. Okay, so we have top done. The top screws are okay. Okay, so how about we just do simple copy and move this stuff over here. Okay, one more screw I think should go over here, just to make it more stable, I guess. This one should be easy because we should be able to maybe hit this midpoint, which is exactly in the center of the plate. At least it seems like it. Is it really? Yeah, looks like it's in the center. I would be surprised if it wasn't. But everything can happen on this channel. There were like worse things. Okay, so over here, and I guess maybe this one also copy and just, okay, can we move it over here? Okay, I wonder if I do Alt-Shift-Click on this, is it gonna show me? Okay, it's not. Okay, I would like to have this one right in the center of this face. So I think what I can do to get that working would be just... Okay, I think, yeah, if I make a line over here. Okay, this one doesn't seem to be aligned. how many lines do we have over here? Too many. I just need that construction line. Yeah, so this way I have a line from like this edge to this edge, and also I will have a midpoint, which is over here. So this way I should be able to move it right to the center. If I can find it. Okay, it's over here. Okay, I guess it's looking okay so far. What we have over here, should we do something about this one? Maybe not so much, we can worry about it later. Yeah, definitely we won't be needing this. Just maybe quick fix up over here. Maybe this one we can also close, like a remnant from the previous keyboard. Yeah, good to have so many different parts that you can just copy and paste. Okay, I said I'm not gonna touch it and I still did. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I think we're on the right track so far. Next thing. So basically the top plate is kind of done. So we have the mounting over here. So I think we could just maybe try taking a look at the mid plane or mid part. Okay, let's remove everything. Okay, so first thing, maybe we can take a look at this edge that we would like to have the top plate like sitting on. And usually, okay, let's see. We can hide screws for now. Okay, this is kind of worrying me. Okay, I think it should be good. Yeah, because it looks like it's a little bit different over here, but that's because we just extend by 1 mm the edges. I didn't move this one to the left. The position here is fine. Besides, you're gonna fuse it with the top plate later on, so that is okay. Okay, so let's make oh, come on. Okay, maybe first let's project these walls. Now I can do offset. I will do 1.2. This is like my standard. Okay, we have no offset over here. Okay, we need 1.2 and a quick edge removal. Okay, what do we have over here? Okay, let's make it for now maybe 10. Okay, so this is the edge that the keyboard or the top plate, maybe not a keyboard because it's a trackpad, macropad, sorry. Okay, wrong cut, let's cut it like this. Okay, so this is top plate over here. So it will be resting on this edge. And now we need to have over here another maybe, okay, I think the outer one we can do 1.4. But this part over here, we need to have like 0.1 gap, or maybe even smaller, maybe 0.05. Maybe 0.1 would be too much. Okay, I think we can do like 0.05. To have the outer wall. Alright, so how do we approach that? Let's do 0.05 like this. And over here we have to make a corner. We have a tool for that, like this, and it's done. And one more corner over here. Perfect. It's looking so good. Okay, too hasty. Okay, back to the corner. Okay, and now we have to offset this. So I can like double click, I have the whole shape. And now I can do, okay, 2.4 would be too much, maybe not. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, it's slowly taking shape. And of course we have a tiny gap over here. Okay, what would be the best way and the easiest way, maybe not the best, but the easiest way to close this gap? Yeah, I think I can just move this, because this is like the mid part that is under the top plate where the switches are. So I think we can just grab the walls and just extend to the outer part like this. I just need to hold Control, right, and scroll. Yeah, and just like that we have it aligned. This wall goes to here. Yeah, I think it's like fixes everything. Okay, at this point, I think it's a good moment to fuse these two together. So we have one body, and it looks something like this. If we hide the top plate, so we have an edge over here. This is where the top plate is resting. If we bring it back, and we also have a 0.05 distance right over here, 0.05. Okay, let's take a look at the screws. If we bring them back, alright, it looks something like this. So we definitely need to make an opening because since there will be hidden from the bottom, and we have to screw in from the bottom, from the bottom of the keyboard, right? The screws will be going from the bottom, and this is the column that will be holding the screw. But of course, as you can see, this one won't fit, and since it's attached to the top plate, we need to have a little bit of a margin over here. We just need to cut out tiny bit. So let's do it like this. Okay, 1.2 it's gonna be okay. I think it should be okay if we do 1.2. Like this, and to the bottom. Okay, it looks a little bit suspicious, but yeah, I think it should be okay. Maybe it's too much, maybe we don't need that much space. Okay, 385. Okay, let's fix it. Let's explore, maybe we can make it smaller. Let's say 1 point, maybe 8. Okay, 1.8 should be better. What will be the distance from here? Okay, 2 millimeters. Not bad, not bad. Also makes me wonder if I want to have this hole visible. What would be the distance if I would like to go from here? Okay, it's 0.35. Well, we can do like even 0.1. That should do it as well. Maybe we should do it like this. Let's see. Okay, let's do like that, and 0.1. Maybe 1.5. Okay, I think it's better because I can't see this tiny hole that was like the margin for the top plate, but we have 0.15, that should be enough to fit those columns. Okay, so I guess we need to go like one by one and open it up. Looks like it's 5.6. Cool feature is that I can go like this, and now the other one should be green. The one on top is green, so means they are the same radius. Well, over here, not much to scratch. Just a tiny blip. Over here in the corner, it looks like it's a little bit more material removed, but that's great. We still have plenty of space. Okay, and it's done. It's going quite smooth, I have to admit. Okay, so the question, how thick should it be? How much space do we need? Right now we have 10 millimeters, which I think should be enough. Although, okay, let's take a look maybe on some other projects. Maybe I will have a good point of reference. Too many projects open. Alright, something like this. So from the top to the bottom I have, okay, 15 millimeters. And over here we have what? Oh, we have already 15. Yeah, so it's gonna be around 17 millimeters. I think that should be good. We can always make it taller, no problem. Okay, so like basically most of the things is done already. What we need to do, we have to move these because they have to be aligned with the mid plate over here, and this way we can attach the bottom plate. Done. Okay, let's go back to our bottom plate. This one is not doesn't make, we have no use for the old one. So like the easiest one would be something like this. Well, basically all I need to do is just project those lines over here and pop like this. Let's make it 2.4 or maybe 1.6. And now I can just project these holes over here. And there we are. Perfect. Well, I hope we have enough screws over here. Like maybe we should add some more, like over here, 2 more. I think, yeah, this might make more sense, I'm afraid. It would suck if it wasn't holding properly. Okay, let's jump over here. Okay, we can make, since we have this line over here, and this should be the midpoint, we can do like a construction line over here. And I think it would be okay if I just copy maybe this one. And then only rotate, I don't know, like that would be -90. Maybe let's do minus, how about 60? Okay, 60 seems more appealing to me. Okay, so now we have to fix the mid plate. That should be easy as well. It was 5.6 if I remember correctly, and over here 5.6 as well. Okay, and of course we still need to get those additional holes on the bottom. That should be fairly easy as well. We just project this one and project this one, and bam. Cut, and over here. Yeah, now it looks good. It looks kind of long. What is the length? Let's see. From here to here. Okay, 15 centimeters. Kind of long for a macropad. Kind of looks like much. But you guys wanted an encoder on the side, so yeah, not much I can do about it. If you want to do your doom scrolling. Okay, let's fix this with the chamfer of 1.3. Then this head should hide nicely. Alright, so just like that, it is partially done. Now, looking at it right now, makes me wonder if it wouldn't be nicer to make these edges like around a little bit, maybe. Or should we leave it 90 degrees? Difficult choice. I mean, if I make it round, then I would have to pull this wall as well a little bit. That will make it even longer. Okay, let's leave it like that for now. Okay, so what we have so far? We have like the overall shape. We have a top plate. We still haven't looked into chalk, because for the chalk we would have to make it a little bit thinner, but that is okay. We can do it some other time. Maybe we can focus on MX first. Okay, so we have most of the stuff prepared, so we have a really nice bottom and mid plate. We have screws that won't be visible on the top plate, they will be coming from the bottom. What else do we have over here? Well, now when I think about it, I hope that it will be enough it won't break these off. I think that thickness should be good enough to stick properly to the top plate. Okay, so like the mid section is done, bottom is done, and top is also fixed. Okay, let's take a quick look. How would we go about chalk, for example? Because for the chalk it's a little bit slimmer. Well, for the chalk we can always make another plate. Let's take a look. Okay, this is top plate. I wonder how it would look like. MX. Okay, I need that to be uppercase, like this. Alright, so now we would like to take a look, maybe just a quick look, if we would like to build a chalk plate. How would that be different from MX? Because the thickness over here is much less, it's just 2.2. But I think it doesn't really bother us too much. If I move it down and this one, it looks like this encoder needs to be in two different versions. So one will be for MX, one will be for chalk. The most important part for this one will be just this. Okay, I think I have too many keys. Right, forgot to remove the key. Over here all we need to worry about is this part, the opening. Okay, we have 20 millimeters for the bottom of the encoder, so that should work as well. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to do more changes if you want to accommodate for chalk, because like even these are like lower. Okay, can we do it maybe by moving everything down? Okay, so there are two options. We can either build from scratch, or we can just copy paste those things, like the outer wall, the mid section, and just get rid of the top plate, and we can just select these two and move them down. But I'm not gonna do that right now. I think we're gonna do the main design just with MX first. So once we have everything sorted out, all the screws, all the mounting holes and everything, only then we can jump into chalk. So that will give us like less work. Once we have everything like fully prepared, making a chalk would be very simple, chalk version. So yeah. All right. So I guess for today that will be it. We have a pretty nice macropad. Let's bring it back. Yeah, it looks something like this. You guys voted for it. You wanted a scroll over here, so there you have it. We have keys. Set out everything. We'll have to worry about the layout later. I guess that the top will be audio. We can have maybe audio pause or audio mute under the encoder, because this one comes with a switch, so that will give us one extra key. So basically we have an encoder and a key, so like 2 in 1 over here. So that should be perfect. The rest of the stuff we're gonna fit into the bottom rows. Oh yeah. Okay, I did this part. I did it 2.4 because I like it to be chamfered. And if I do 1.2, we have such a nice chamfer. And over here as well. Yeah, that should do the trick. Okay, so there it is. Part 1 of our encoder. On Friday we're gonna do more stuff, because I would like to, because this one will be, first of all, we're gonna do hand wiring. So for hand wiring, I like to have my wires clean and straight. So we're gonna add some like routing holes, something what we have on Core D. So then when we'll be writing everything will be like straight and nice. This one will be using I2C expander, and the reason for that is that I am planning in the future to make it maybe wireless and whatnot. So having this will give us the same flexibility as we have with Core D. We can just swap MCU to whatever we want. All we need will be just 4 wires to attach. So that will be perfect. Yeah. It's looking good. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Come back on Friday, there is still much work to be done. And yeah, after that I don't know what will happen. Core D is waiting to be built, so that's gonna take some time as well. Maybe next week, I'll see how it goes. For today, thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I was trying to be a bit more explanatory, like what I'm doing. Maybe this will inspire you to build your own macropad. It's really easy. And yeah, okay, I'll see you all on Friday. Thank you very much for watching, and bye bye.